I struggled a little bit moving from New York to Florida in high school. I finished my last 2 years of high school in Florida. And I was never like the kid that would look for fights or any of that stuff. But growing up in New York, in Queens, like it's just, you can let people push you a little bit. But at a certain point, you got to fucking stick up for yourself because you will get eaten alive by other people. You know, so when in Florida, as soon as somebody like came up to me or like looked at me wrong, I was like, what are we doing? Like, are we throwing down like right here, right now? Like let's go. I had a guy that had been there for a couple of years before me, Tony, and he was from Harlem. And we were in a gym class and this kid gets in my face. Oh, the teacher's like collecting basketballs. And she's like, hey, she told him, go bring all the basketballs around. So I have a ball, the rim's over here or whatever. And he's like on the other side of the rim. And I was like, I'm going to take this last he's like, hey, throw me the ball. I'm collecting them or whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to take this last shot. And either the ball bounces towards him or it'll go somewhere else. I'll grab it and go, give it to him. And I take the shot and he comes like running up to me like, I thought I told you to give me and this and that. And I'm like, let's do this. Like there was no fucking talking. Like I took a step back and I fucking put my hands up. I'm like, let's fucking go. Yeah. Like who the fuck do you think you are getting in my face?
Yeah.
That's New York shit.
Yeah.
Right? And as soon as I put my hands up, this guy, Tony, like I didn't know him at that point. Yeah. He's from Harlem and he comes running up and he's like, dude, like you can't do that shit. Like you're going to get kicked out of school. Yeah. You're going to get expelled because I think he got expelled, So I ended up having to talk to the dean and all this other shit. And that ended up, little by little, I started adjusting. Right. Like I would leave to school and the neighbor would be like, hey, good morning. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, I don't know this guy. Fucking real New York shit. I'm like mean mugging him. Like, bitch, you don't know me.
Oh my God.
And then before you know it, I'm going to school. I'm like, hey, good morning. How's it going? Howdy, neighbor.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
Yeah. Yeah, never wear flip-flops to school because you got to fucking scrap sometimes, Now I'm wearing flip-flops. Howdy, neighbor. Fucking Hawaiian shirts and shit. But, yeah, so the next year in high school, now I'm kind of chilled out. And now what's funny is that when you're the other, because I was from New York and I had a really thick accent and all this other stuff, I wasn't like popular in New York, which was funny because I wasn't popular in New York. But when I moved to Florida, for some reason, I became fucking popular. Like everybody's like, oh, who's the fucking new guy? Oh, let me hear you. Like girls used to tell me, just say stuff.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so my second year of high school in Florida, I'm figuring this shit out. Like I'm getting to know people. I'm talking to teachers. I'm in a different school now. And there's this new girl. I get to my science class. This is the first day that I met her. And this girl walks in late. And I was sitting in the back of the class. And she walks in with the dean. And he said something like there was an issue or whatever. But sorry, she's a little late. And she's here for class. And she comes and sits down. And when she comes in, like she's got this look on her face. Like she is not happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if she fucking clicked when they introduced her. Like, my name's Yolanda or some shit like that. Like she comes and sits down and I'm like, automatically I can hear her accent. And I'm like, she's from New York somewhere. So I'm like, where are you from? And she's like, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what's up. I'm from Queens. Holla at your boy, whatever, whatever I would have said back then. But she was like, I was like, so what happened? Why were you late? And she was like, I was walking from class to class and some girl looked at me stupid. So I slapped her. I was like, what the fuck? So then I turned into my friend Tony. I was like, all right, Yolanda, you can't be slapping bitches when they look at you crazy. I'm like, what?
So funny.
Fucking insane, man.
Yeah.
But dude, that's how we were raised.
Yeah, that's what I'm
slapping
saying.
bitches.
It's you just never know. Like, when people, they come from different parts of life, like just different ways of living.